Esta mañana nosotros visitamos Communa 13, Community 13. It's in Medellin, Pablo Escobar's city, or was Pablo Escobar's city. This area that we're going to, lots of people do tours through it because it was apparently the centre of the murder capital of the world when Medellin was going through that time. It's perfectly safe now, and we have a local English, Spanish speaking guide to take us through, so I'll bring you with me and let's have a look at one of the more interesting parts of Medellin with a really interesting history that is now very beautiful and perfectly safe.
It was painted by 5 different artists. Okay. Let me tell you what's behind the mural. So, look at the first one. The first one is called Community in Resistance, and it is representing the first settlements in Communa 13. Okay. So that's why in the mural you can see an old man with a beautiful farm on the back, which is representing for us the first inhabitants of Communa 13. Most of the first inhabitants of this community were people displaced by the violence from other areas around Colombia. Okay. Specifically, people coming from 2 areas. Let me show you the areas. Look at the map of Colombia right here. This is Medellin, the green point right here. The areas that I'm talking about and the people that I'm talking about were coming from here. Urabá, which is, Chocó, which is part of the Pacific coast of Colombia, and Urabá right here, look at the green area, which is the beginning of the Caribbean coast of this country. Most of these people who first came to Communa 13 were and are Afro-descendant community. Okay. Today they are representing between 30 and 40% of the total population in Communa 13. Okay. They came here to Medellin between the 70s and the 80s. Okay. They took the land and started building up illegally, to the point to be considered the biggest invasion in the world. Wow. Right? Even bigger than the one in Sao Paulo and Mexico City at that time, right? One house up on the other one, 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 that way, right? Guys, well, they came here again because they were displaced by the violence, and this created the perfect conditions and the perfect scenario for some other groups outside the law to take advantage of the vulnerability of this community. However, the main reason Communa 13 becoming a dangerous place again is connected to that mountain. Let's go with this again. Behind there is one road, as I told you before, that is connecting to Urabá. Now you can see Urabá in the map. Right here again, the green area. I told you, Urabá is a beautiful part of this country, right? Because it is the banana area of Colombia. It's full of banana plantations there. But it is also the closest and easiest way for people in Medellin to go to the sea. This is important. Why? Having this connection to the sea means exporting. No banana, no coffee in this case, but drugs. So Communa 13 became as part of the biggest drug and gun trafficking corridor in the city. Now what's happening today, Communa 13? We will see 2 more murals. This one and the one right there. Look at the one right here. 2 animals, but we can see one bee, and there is an ant where the taxi is, right? There is an ant. Symbolically, they represent not only hard working, but also community. How's the view from here?
That's amazing.
¿Hay trapera?
Sí, hay una.
Sí.
¿Qué marito? Bien.
It is salt. The origin of Communa 13 is related to the saltwater fountains we used to have in the past. Okay. That's the way we're representing the origin. Now, the second mural is the color of wood. It's the way we're representing again the first settlement. Was painted by Perrograph. The name is on the bottom. Local artist but also one of the first tour guides we had in Communa 13. Have you seen something like this before?
Not outside. No, I've never seen anything like this. Oh wow, I love this one. That's so cool. And this guy making a funny face. And this is beautiful.
These dice right here is representing Communa 13. Now,
Pachamama.
excellent. Pachamama. This is like a window and it is representing hope through the window.
Okay.
Right? Now look at here. The national flower of Colombia. The sunflower.
The sunflower.
And the colors of the Colombian flag. Yellow, blue and red. The red one it's spread in blood. The original buildings and the originals.
The originals.
The
okay.
Afro-Colombians.
Oh, okay.
There you are.
And there
right?
she is.
The whole mural is talking about Orion, the word on the right. Despite it was a successful operation, it is also considered a crime
Oh,
by part of this
okay.
community.
Oh, okay.
This is the way we're representing what happened, what
okay.
really happened during the operation. So look at the hand on the right of the mural. You see it, right? The hand. It is representing two things. The blue part, like the suit, is representing the power of the government. And then look at the camouflage. You see it also, right? It is representing not the army, paramilitaries. If you want to understand what happened here, we need to understand what paramilitaries are. They were created in order to fight against guerrillas from the left. They were from the right. The difference is political ideologies. The hand is rolling a couple of dice. Orion date and the other one Communa 13. This is the way we're representing a fate gambling.
Okay.
How the government played with the lives of the people in Communa 13. 2 Black Hawks donated by US. 2 helicopters that during Orion operation were around Communa 13 shooting everywhere in the community. And not only helicopters, the tanks. From the bottom of Communa 13, avoiding other people to get in and to get out of the community while the operation was going on. This is the place we used to take the bodies of people to the hospital. There was no allowance for ambulances to get in the community. Imagine that. This is what happened. For the first time in Communa 13, we could see militaries. We never saw militaries in this community.
Okay.
Guerrillas and militias were finally taken out of the community, which is good, of course, but it's not the end of the conflict. Something else happened, and this is the most important here. Many people think the conflict in Communa 13 ended with the Orion operation, but it was not like that. The conflict changed. Look at this. This is what happened. Once guerrillas and militias were taken out of Communa 13, another group was taking over Communa 13. Was already inside Communa 13. You see the guys here?
Yeah.
Paramilitaries.
Okay.
Pero esto es un amigo mexicano, mire, no mames, güey. Porque tú los mexicanos no tienen brillar.
Okay, parceros, this is the highest, don't worry.
Okay, great.
You were worried, right? Like, oh my god. That's the way we live here.
Yeah.
Lots of stairs every day. So on the other side is also Communa 13.